Hello. Got more hag sculpting to do.
She glares at us suspiciously.
I mean, that's what she do.
Yeah.
I was looking.
I don't want to ask you questions to talk about stuff, but
I mean, you can.
yeah. Did you want to tell us about what you've been doing other than on stream? What else have we got going on?
I am carrying on making more mugs, primarily.
Super descriptive.
It is super descriptive. I've got just finished up bisque fire kiln today. It's got a couple of new mugs that we're not talking about yet, and it's got
super secret.
I mean, super semi secret, and it's got just a couple more of the shock monster inspired mugs, a couple more
which we've renamed.
We have renamed it. Yes. Caffeinated Keith. In honor of the original designer, Keith Ward. Well, the original designer of the original monster mask that I sort of was looking at when I made it.
Oh, that's kind of crazy. So on camera, that eye looks like it's like a dark glass eye.
Yep.
But looking at it from here, it's not. It's just a clear.
Yeah, it's just clear glass.
Clear glass marble.
But unless you've got light, streaming through it, like it looks dark from here too.
Yeah.
When you hit just that angle, it's gonna look lighter. I don't think I can get the camera to pick that up.
There, sort of.
Maybe a little.
No, if you go back.
I did go back.
No, I mean, like,
turn it further
there's
away.
Like one little sliver.
There's
right
one
there.
little sliver.
Right there. That's it.
Okay. I could do it with a flashlight or something.
No, it's okay. It's not super important. I just
Nope.
thought it was funny.
Yeah, I like the white marbles. I think the best.
White?
Yeah.
Not transparent?
Nope. I have a few.
I mean, that would kind of mimic an eyeball the best.
Yeah, well, I have a few white ones and I have a few black ones and some of the clear ones. They're all slightly different sizes, so that's really the most important factor, but the white ones are the most visually appealing while I'm working on stuff. The ones that used to throw me off the worst were I had some rubber bouncy balls that I used as eye forms, but they had either Santa Claus or Frosty the Snowman, depending on which one, in the eye. It's distracting to look at.
Right. Yeah, imagine that would be.
Yeah, I didn't love it. I don't really love the cat's eye marbles either, but yeah, Frosty the Snowman was the least good. A little more nose, I think.
Debating whether I want to fetch myself some caffeine or not. Maybe not. We have a trip tomorrow.
Oh, you do have a trip tomorrow. You've got blue raspberry.
I do.
I also have blue raspberry, but mine's in a fun resculpt of my elder vampire. You know what occurs? I don't know if I've ever showed those two like side by side. Grab me an elder vampire. There's one bottom shelf that you can see. Yeah, he's an elder vampire. I've only got a couple of these guys left. They're a retired sculpt because the molds were starting to go.
What all? See, you've got like the nose.
I resculpted everything. I gave it little squinty bat eyes, a bat nose.
Yeah, I see that.
The mouth is entirely resculpted.
The one on the right looks like he's going ooh. Especially when you put him next to the other one.
I mean, maybe a little. Yeah, this was one of our first mugs that kind of took off a little bit.
Yeah.
We now only have a few left. This one also had individual ears sculpted each time.
Why?
Because I couldn't be bothered to mold them like this.
Okay.
I wanted.
So is there no ear on the?
There's no ear on the mold. There's just a space for an ear.
You know what? I didn't know that. I thought you had ears on there and then just had to like, fix them.
Nope, I had to resculpt them every time.
Oh.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why when the mold started to go iffy, I retired it. Because that one was a pain to do.
Right.
I really wanted the ears to be like a prominent feature on that character.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure that they could be kind of free. I could have made a mold for the ears, but it didn't take that long to sculpt, and they would have been difficult to mold. Don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
At least I wasn't up with the kiln like super late last night. Although it's getting longer all the time, and I have to replace those elements.
Supply run. Hoist over.
Yes. Nope. Replace all of the kiln elements, or some of the kiln elements. I may be incorrect in that, but that kiln isn't very difficult to open up. I think the recommendation to change all the elements out at once is primarily based on saving the effort of having to, open up the kiln and do the work to replace the elements more often, but want to change the way the kiln fires too much. It's slower, but it's doing a really good job, especially for your stuff. My stuff doesn't care as much, but your glazes are pickier. And it's a very very, very, very manual kiln. So it doesn't have a ton of control. And we also don't have a pyrometer. So the only thing we've got for control is the kiln sitter and the witness cones, which are like little bits of. They're actually a formulation of glaze, weirdly enough. Cones. Yep. They're little cone-shaped bits of material that get soft and bendy once enough heat has been applied to them. I don't know what.
Nothing.
What did you do?
Well, it's what I didn't do.
What didn't you do, Derek?
Well, it occurs to me that we're going to be up near one of the other ceramic supply stores tomorrow.
Are we?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I just went to the website and they have the new Mako sample pack for 2025. Except apparently you need to order at least 48 hours in advance.
No sample pack for you. Don't you have enough glazes?
Never. I'll have to save that for next week.
Super enthusiastic about the nose. I'm not super enthusiastic about it. I think it's not quite enough. I want it to look more burnt on the one side. I don't know. The nose is going to be a bit of a thing, I think, to figure out exactly. I find certain things like burn scarring and stuff are interesting to sculpt because the kind of the horror movie versions, like Freddy Krueger's burn scars, don't look anything like actual burn scars, really. But they're kind of the idea that we have for them. A lot of times burn scars look kind of just shiny. Sometimes there's some like modeling and stuff, but a lot of times it's just very tight, shiny looking skin. Which just doesn't, it's not doing it for me visually. So I'm kind of making it up a little bit. Using some reference, but punching it up a little bit, make it look extra cool and gory. So I need to start thinking about hairdos for my hag. Hairdos and actually kind of probably costuming at some point. She doesn't have a lot of area to put clothes on, but I also don't just want to leave her naked. Got a potato.
Dates. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Very noisy cat. Potato, are you thinking about jumping up there? You're going to be disappointed if you do.
Jumping up where?
She was looking at that table.
Oh. I think we all know that table's not going to support her bulk.
I mean, no. Not very likely. There's also a 0% chance that that cat is brave enough to make that jump. She is the most skittish cat for no reason. She kind of likes everybody, and she's built like an absolute tank. She's just a brick. Houses have an empty space inside. Like,
So does she.
that cat is fully 100% solid. There's no empty space in that cat. The head's not even empty. It's all bone.
Yeah.
Is she toothing at you now?
No. Headbutt.
Mm. Got all the potato hair.
Yeah.
Yes. We're going to be putting out the Shock Monster inspired mugs next week,
Yes.
starting on
Mailing list gets
Monday for the mailing list. Yeah, our mailing list gets a good deal. They don't get bothered by too many mailings,
Nope.
and they get advanced access to all the mugs. Well, pretty much all the mugs. Might be one or two that'll get launched at like an event or something. Like the semi super secret mug will be out at Niagara Falls Comic Con. Is the plan anyway.
You know the commercial with the masks from Halloween? What's it? 3?
Yes. Halloween 3. The Weenening.
Do you remember the lines from the commercial?
The Silver Shamrock mask?
Yeah.
I do not specifically, but I know it won't be hard to find. I think it largely did consist of Silver Shamrock.
We can't play it right now because then everybody.
Well, you might be able to find the text. Yeah, that was an interesting.
8 more days till Halloween.
I mean, at one point,
Yes.
I think that it was like a whole countdown thing, and
Yeah.
then there was a special jingle that was supposed to play on Halloween that would trigger the masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting whole thing.
Oh, if I play this, then it's bad.
Depends on how long it is.
Yes.
YouTube may not get mad about Silver Shamrock Jingle. What were you wanting the Silver Shamrock Jingle for?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that was sort of an interesting bit. The early Halloween movies. Initially, they planned on making Halloween franchise into like a completely different movie
Mm-hmm.
every every time. No Michael Myers. That was
No.
just the first one. It was going to be like a very loose horror anthology thing. But all tied into the idea of something that was going to happen around Halloween time.
Mm. So kind of like the loose definition of what qualifies as a Christmas movie.
Kind of, but they were going to make like like a completely different standalone, no characters related film, but definitely a horror movie and definitely taking place, on or around Halloween.
Right.
But I think that was before that was in the before times before they had kind of landed on the formula for some of the films, like where you needed to have um well, I mean, horror movies are almost infamous for having huge numbers of sequels
Mm-hmm.
that carry on with the characters, some good, some not as good. But I don't think that formula had really started to be a thing at that point. It's kind of crazy to think how old those movies are at this point. Again, I need to take just a minute and find some reference for a hag bonnet. Holy Christ.
What?
So one of the things I've been sort of looking at and referencing a bit is the concept of like the old Appalachian grannies.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of granny witches. Oh no, that's the ticket right there.
That's the stuff.
That's the stuff. Yeah, we rocking that. Rocking that all day.
Pennsylvania, right?
The Appalachian Mountains
Yeah.
run between Pennsylvania and Kentucky.
Get you some Scrabble. Have you ever had Scrabble?
I don't believe I have actually.
I mean, not like you're gonna get the chance to try it anytime soon.
No.
It's interesting.
I mean, it is a regional variant of the head cheese.
Regional variant of what?
The head cheese.
Is it?
Yeah. Scrapple is basically
Homemade spam.
it's it's homemade spam, but I mean so is head cheese.
Is it?
Yeah. What did you think it was actual cheese or something?
No, I mean, I don't know. I never really.
You never really considered it?
Yeah.
No, it's you boil the head of an animal, usually a pig,
Mm-hmm.
until all of the like little meaty bits and collagen come out. I honestly can't remember whether they remove like the brain and eyes first
For head cheese?
or either variant, because scrapple is made essentially the same way.
Well, okay. So according to Wikipedia, Scrapple is a traditional mush of fried pork scraps and trimmings combined with cornmeal and wheat flour. That's basics.
Yeah, like head cheese doesn't have the floury stuff in it. Mostly just held together by gelatin.
Meat jelly.
But yeah, the scraps a lot of times come around like the head and the
Flesh
cheek
and the
meat
head.
and Yep.
Okay, so head cheese is definitively from head, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Scrapple isn't definitively from head. It's from
Right.
all sorts of different things, but it might contain head and cheek and that kind of thing.
Mm.
It is kind of weird because the like pork jowl and pork cheek is used for specific like smoked almost hammy preparations
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of places in Europe. And it's just weird that like didn't come over to the States. Like we don't have a guanciale type analog in the US, or like it's not one of the cuts that gets barbecued or any of the things like that. Um, like occasionally, uh, ear, pig's ear used to be a bit of a thing. You roast the whole hog. Crispy pig's ear was kind of a snack and meat treat for
I'm not gonna
during the
judge you.
cooking. I,
I'd probably eat it.
I thought you did eat it when I cooked
Specifically
that.
pig's ear?
Yeah, when I cooked
Not
the
really.
pigs for
That was
Krista's
so
wedding.
long ago.
I would think you would remember the pig ears if you nibbled pig ear. It wasn't that. It wasn't that special,
Mm.
pig ear. But I don't know if there's a particularly better way of handling it than I did. Just sort of got the same roasting treatment as the rest of the pig.
Because it was attached.
Yeah, I mean, it was. But I didn't like tent it with foil specifically or any of that kind of behavior.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with a little bit of that base. That whole bonnet is wild.
Huh? What is that?
Look at these first three images in there.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, the first one that I
Jesus
found
Christ.
is that. Show me the one you did that to. Yes, that one. Same reaction, basically.
Okay.
Found a really large strawberry shortcake would be the like.
Yeah. Could try and show it.
Do you want me to send them to you?
Sure.
I can do.
Why not? Why not? Entertaining ourselves at this point.
Well, and future generations on the YouTubes.
True. Future generations on the YouTube can enjoy
Alright.
seeing this
I will send you that one.
fabulous moment.
Yeah, if anybody, there are any 80s kids ever watching this and you remember strawberry shortcake, that's kind of the hat. That's kind of the vibe.
There we go. That's what we're talking about. That's a big hat.
That is a lot of that's a lot of hat.
Okay, so do you think it's like an oversized hat, or do you think she's just tiny?
I mean, even if she's tiny, it's not like your head shrinks that much.
Well, it might not have been full hat.
Okay, I suppose, but like even the difference
Maybe
in
she's tiny and then like a my head size hat.
okay, but even in that case, your head's not gonna be that outsized. Pretty outsized, but got a big old monster head.
Pretty great. I guess
Yeah.
I should. Bonk.
I'm not gonna.
Ooh, that's pretty hat.
Just vaguely looking for size.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna
So I'm
want
assuming you're not going to give her a gigantic hat
not that gigantic. No, but
because kiln and
yes,
undercuts and
yes,
all that noise.
yes. Very many of those considerations and concerns. Yes, but some of that kind of styling a little. Also, it's one of those things kind of like when I used to do landscape paintings. Sometimes you would see that sky that's like just ridiculous. Like the brightest colors in the sunsets and crazy patterns, all sorts of clouds and things.
Mm.
And then
That's too perfect. It must be Photoshop filters.
well, and then
or nowadays that's too perfect. It must be AI.
yeah, and then you paint that thing and it just looks ridiculous and gaudy and unbelievable.
Yeah.
No matter how close you get.
Yeah.
Like it looks cool while you're outside, but even in photographs it looks goofy. She did a painting once for a collector, and it was a picture that she had taken of a cloud in the sunset, and it was kind of heart shaped and all pink. Terrible painting. She loved it though.
I can imagine you like painting like pretty clouds.
I paint pink pretty clouds.
No, I know you have. It's just
I was quite good at pink pretty
I
clouds. I was quite good at clouds in general.
just with your current catalog.
My oeuvre.
Yeah.
I mean, the monster stuff is definitely a thing.
Mhm.
People certainly enjoyed both versions. I don't imagine it was any of the same people, but yeah, portraits. I used to do portraits. That's same, but different. This tool better. Oh, yeah. So this other picture I like as well. A lot of these hats are really ridiculous. I think that one might be some stuff behind that. Yeah, it's kind of. I could kind of see that as being a thing. Now that it looks a little silly to our contemporary eyes, but I could see the utility of a bit of a brim thing. Keep the sun off you.
That's always my goal.
Keep the sun off you. Fits close to the head for the most part. You have to. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure that out though. So if I give her too much bonnet, you have the messed up ears. Can't have that. Let's see. kind of know a bit where the lines are going to go. So I'm going to go a little more, kind of that idea, but a little more simplified. Of course, the picture we put up is not the ones that I'm referencing. Truly ridiculous.
No, it just looks like you're buttering your head.
I am buttering your head. Got kind of a close fitting cloth cap sort of thing. To start. That's the thing. Did you ever send that message thing or email thing I sent you along to Miranda?
No.
No.
Not yet.
We are working with a store somewhat locally here that is newly opened up. We might do some workshops with them at some point.
I'm sure Reese would be willing to model for this.
Yeah. Well, there's one of the people that I thought I would be able to inquire for model contact. Shred knows some too, I believe. Yeah, there's also a place in St. Catharines that does a bit of figure drawing stuff. The Willow Art Center that Shred was telling me about. Willow Arts Center. It's yeah, it's like a art type deal. It's got some like outreach type stuff. You know, kind of stuff that that Shred is into. They do some various artsy things, and I guess they're always looking for instructors. If I ever had a minute.
I might add Christmas ornament.
Just know
Yes.
that you suck.
I know.
Seriously though.
It's only because we have all the stuff.
Yeah, we sort of have all the stuff for
We
it,
do.
except
We have all
we
the stuff.
kind of don't. You add what you want.
I-
That one's on you.
I know.
Best not melt all the things in our kiln again. Live with that for a little bit. Not sold on that. This. Hmm. No, I'm considering still considering the bonnet thing, but also possibly switching to some sort of a bandana or a headscarf kind of thing. Because I do want to get some like I want to accessorize the accessorize the thing. I was looking at an old some old archaeological excavations of a uh, what they thought was a uh, shaman woman in Germany, I believe.
Oh, yes.
Had some fun stuff, like looked like caribou teeth or deer teeth, just all hanging kind of veil like. Yeah, I want to get some of that kind of some of that kind of idea. She's got some magic doodads on her. That went weird.
Ignore me.
Ignore me.
Ignore me.
It's hard to ignore. It's kind of crazy looking.
Yeah. Mess around with the
Layout stuff.
transform
Ah.
controls. Doesn't make any sense. Still squished.
That is still pretty squished.
Why is it squished?
What did you do? We are attempting to provide high quality artistic content. Stream's just going crazy. Hmm. I like the dangly things, but I kind of missed the head. Fun skin shapes I was getting on the head. Mm-hmm. I can't decide if I want to go with some sort of a hat. Just hair. What do you think, Pi? What would you wear if you were a hag? Kind of hag stuff would you be up to? That same pussy hat.
You know me, I'm a simple hag.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably just wear like a
You'd rock that.
kerchief.
You'd rock that big short cake bonnet.
I mean, I might.
If you had that thing, you'd rock it now.
Yeah, I probably.
I think that would mess with your peripheral vision like too much.
Don't imagine that's a concern.
Why
What
not?
do they need peripheral vision for?
What does anybody need peripheral vision
Yeah.
for?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, I
Like
like
you're
it.
driving.
That's fair. Ooh, cheap viewers.
Nope. No cheap viewers for you.
Not cheap viewers. Only expensive viewers for me.
So you can see that.
Can't see that. Why shouldn't I be able to see that?
Well, just because like it blocks dirty words and stuff.
There's no dirty words in cheap viewers. If it was like cheap slutty viewers. Hot viewers in my area.
No slutty viewers for you.
But why? I mean, we're a sex positive stream. Slutty viewers want to come and view, that's fine. Down. Do not discriminate. some extra chin on here. She feels like she's lacking in classic haggliness. decide about our headwear. Yep. Yep, we do. Hmm. Just about time.
So, how do you think that went?
Fine, just picking away at the hagness.
Mm.
I may do a little bit of off-stream putzing just to kind of see if I can find the head wear or non-head wear treatment that I like. Sculpts do work that way sometimes. Just gotta fiddle with it till it works occasionally.
Cool. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it because
Okay,
it's 10 o'clock.
it is. Well, I think we.
To anybody who's out there watching YouTube Live,
Yes,
we'll be back on Thursday.
we will be back on Thursday.
Hey. Laters.
Bye.